You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome. We are so happy to have you. You are watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn presents 529 Club Creatives. Yes, this is such a fantastic show because we get to hear from some incredible, talented people. I am your host, the executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. With me today is my co-host, the legendary Debra Wootton, joining us from Greece. Hello.
Hey, yes.
It's so nice to see you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see you, my darling.
I don't know how you have enough hours in the day to do everything that you do and still look so radiant. I love your hair. You've got this great glow about you today.
Oh, yes, it's called exhaustion. No, we work well on it, us women, don't we?
We definitely do. We do. And Debra, I would just like to spotlight you and have you share with everyone all the things that you're doing, because you are such a role model for women and people everywhere. All of the work that you've done and you're doing in film and animation, and you have this beautiful heart that you really care about other people and you want to help them in their career and in their life journey. So I'm going to spotlight you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name's Debra Wootton. I'm a film and TV producer. I specialize in animation, and I'm the CEO of Weber Group based at Pinewood Studios. And while at Pinewood back in 2009, we started a network group called the 5 to 9 Club that we organized to meet once a month. And then when we moved into Clubhouse at the start of the year, we started the club, and we have now grown into one of the biggest clubs for film and TV in the UK. And we have just been very fortunate. We work a lot with Mark Summers and do some amazing, organize some amazing rooms on Clubhouse. And today we have one of the winners of the very first international voiceover contest. So I am just so thrilled to have our little superstar with us on screen today.
Fantastic. And I had the pleasure of interviewing her right after, and I can't wait to see what she's been up to since then. And there's somebody joining her here today. Who is that?
We have the fantastic Emma Harvey, who is the owner of Harvey Voices, who, after we took the thumbnails off, agreed to give the winner of the voiceover contest a 6-month contract. So today you will not only be meeting the fabulous Ellie Rodz, but you will also be meeting her agent and for her voice talent, Emma Harvey.
Debra, how does it feel to be such an integral part of changing people's lives?
Oh, wow. I think, being able to facilitate opportunities for people to help themselves move on within their chosen industry, it is just absolutely amazing. I'm just blessed that I've been part of her journey, because I really do think, moving forward, we're going to make her a superstar.
Well, what do you say we bring them out? Ellie and
Sounds
Emma.
like a good plan to me.
Welcome. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for having me. And Ellie.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Emma. It's a pleasure to see both of you.
Likewise.
Hi, Ellie. Hi, Debra.
Hi, Agent Harvey.
I love that title, Agent Harvey. It's fantastic.
You just need Mission Impossible music on in the background.
Yeah. I should have lowered myself in on a cable.
Yes. She just needs to sit there with the cat.
There is one around. Maybe she'll come in later.
Agent Harvey, Debra introduced you, but would you like to share a little bit about your background for our audience? We'd love to hear more.
Well, a mixed background, really. I studied costume at Central School of Speech and Drama, and I was terrible at that. So I needed to find another option for a career. And I started the voiceover agency through a bit of luck and connections about 15 years ago, 2006. And it just grew and grew, and I've been very lucky with the talent that I ended up getting to represent over the years, and we've done really well. So that's about it from me.
You're another person who is changing people's lives. How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been really lucky with the talent that I've had over the years. And what's great is when you get someone young who's just starting out like Ellie, and you can see it grow over the months and over the years. I've had someone straight out of drama school 15 years ago, and he's done amazingly well. And, you know, I've been there every step of the way. So it definitely tickles your narcissistic bone, I guess, and also makes you feel quite proud along the way. So hopefully, Ellie, we'll do the same for you.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Definitely.
Ellie, we'd love to hear a little bit about you.
Yes. So my name is Ellie Rodz. I'm a voice actor and singer, and I'm from Miami Beach. So yes, and I'm super excited to be working with Emma, like incredibly excited. And also, Debra is, again, we call her our fairy godmother. So she's amazing. And yes, I'm just incredibly just like overwhelmed with happiness and everything with the whole situation. There's been, you know, the reaction after everything happened has been crazy, like crazy, but in a good way. So I'm just really excited. And thank you for having us on your show, Dr. Jacalyn.
Well, thank you, and thank Debra Wootton in the house here. She's this is her show, and we're just so happy that she's brought the two of you here today.
If Debra's her fairy godmother, I'll be the wicked stepmother. I have to push
No,
you.
not at all.
I have to push you all the time.
You're the beautiful queen. You're the beautiful queen mother, the nice one.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it would be okay. I have a question for all of you. So I think it would be really interesting for people watching and listening to understand what the process is. So Ellie won this contest, and now Agent Harvey is going to be working with her. What comes after this?
Ellie needs to get some amazing voiceover reels produced, directed, done, and some gorgeous headshots, which is going to be easy. I mean, look at that face. And then, you know, we upload her on the website, and I start telling everyone she's arrived. And, you know, she's already got a great connection with Debra and Mark Summers casting. So you're already ahead of the game, really. I don't have to work too hard there, but I'll try and get a few more for you along the way. And just getting her submitted for great jobs, great castings, animation, commercials, video games, whatever she wants to do, we'll try and get.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And the great thing about Ellie is her versatility. You know, she can be anything from a little girl to a little old lady, and all of the various facets in between. You know, very talented young lady. So it's one of those, what we call in the industry, the safe bets. So, you know, yes, all we need to do is make sure she works hard and gets on top of the things that she needs to do. And, you know, the world is her oyster.
Yeah, definitely.
Ellie, it sounds like you're in very good hands. How do you feel? Do you feel any pressure at all?
There's always a certain amount of pressure, in anything when one does anything, especially because since it's like a career that it's basically like your dream, you do feel that pressure to want to just persevere and be the best and just do the best that you can. But it's not necessarily pressure in a negative way. It's pressure more in a positive way, more like if a fire is being lit and it's like, this is your time, do it, like kind of thing. So it's definitely something that's more so exciting rather than it being pressure in a bad way, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. It's like that adrenaline that pushes you to the next level, right?
Adrenaline rush, exactly.
So I believe Ellie's going to perform for us. I don't know if we want to do that now or after the break.
I'm good with however.
I'll defer to you, ladies.
So did you want to start off? I think maybe if we take a break and Ellie can decide which of her audition pieces that won her the contest she wants to use to show us when we come back from the break. What do you reckon, ladies?
Sounds like a good plan. There's a reason you're a producer.
Sounds fantastic. Okay, on the break, we're going to do something a little bit different. I just started doing this yesterday. I'm going to be playing a clip from an artist who is represented by Licorice Dragon Records. And if you happen to watch Celebrate Great Britain Royally Rich show last week, we had ILO on, and I think her music is so moving, and I think it's her message, Heroes in Disguise, is something that we can all relate to, and I think we all need right now. So let's take a listen, and then we'll be back with Ellie Rodz. I can't wait. Here we go. Stay with us.
Picture this, a life where you can leave your pain, a life where you can start again somehow. Picture this, a vision that can change a prayer, happy heart that's always there in the now. So don't be afraid of fear, you know, as long as we're still here, we can be anything larger than life, rise up from the ground. We can fall down over 10,000 times, then turn it all right back around. We never imagined how good life can be, but inside you and me we can see past these ghosts in the mirror. We're heroes in disguise, heroes in disguise. Picture this, losing everything you got, never having had a lot, but holding on and on and on. Don't be afraid to dream, 'cause we are so much closer than it seems. We can be disguise. Heroes in disguise. Heroes in disguise. Heroes in disguise.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello and welcome back. You're watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, 529 Club Creatives with my co-host, Debra. How are you? So good to see you. And your fabulous guests.
Yes, wow. We are honored to have, Princess Royalty. So voiceover, I'm just thinking, other animators can do as well.
Well, this is such a treat to be on the same stage with the three of you. So I can hardly contain myself. And also, Ellie, we are just so thrilled that you are going to be performing for us. How do you feel? Are you ready?
I'm ready and I'm pumped.
All right. I'm going to spotlight you. Take it away, Ellie Rodz.
Sure. So I actually decided to perform my first audition piece that got me into the competition, just because, I feel like it was the most appropriate one, especially just to see where it all started.
Hey everyone, I'm excited to introduce our next contestants who will be auditioning with Robert De Niro, aka his character Travis Bickle's infamous line, "Are you talking to me?" All right, kid, show me what you got. Okay, I'm ready, I think. Are you talking to me, mister? That was adorable. Next up, we got Marge. Oh, I was looking for Homer. You're gonna audition or not? Well, you're rude. Are you talking to me? Wow, what a convincing actress. You're probably gonna get an Oscar or something. And last but not least, we got a Disney princess. Oh, Lord, okay. Oh, goodness, I'd love to sing my line if at all possible. For Pete's sake, why do you princesses always have to sing everything? Go ahead. Are you talking to me? Beautiful. I'm sure the prince will hear you all the way from his castle. Thank you.
And that's what I got. Thank you.
Very good. Very good.
Excellent. I love watching your face. It's incredible.
I make the wackiest faces when I'm voice acting, but I think all of us do.
Mine just looks like this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
This is the resting face, I'm afraid.
These are options.
And we're not doing any voiceovers, right? This is what we've got.
No. This is about as good as it gets, I'm afraid.
Incredible, Ellie. Well done.
Yes. And that was the audition that got her through to the semi-finals.
Mm-hmm.
So amazing. So much talent.
Ellie,
in such a
when did you realize you had this amazing talent?
Well, I was always a very weird child that would always kind of just be attempting to mimic things around me. And I loved acting since I was little, singing, just performing in general. My dad used to film home videos of me, and I would just always show up like a little diva, "Hola, my name is Ellie Rodz." So he was always just oh gosh, this one's gonna be be out there. So yeah, I just started mimicking things. Like I remember the first person that I tried to mimic was Miss Swan from Mad TV. And that one was very fun. So I would just, especially the drive-through skit, I basically would do that. And my parents were like, oh, try ordering food at the drive-through as Miss Swan. So we actually went to like a KFC drive-through and they were like, okay, order food. And then I'm just like, hello, my name is Mrs. Swan, and I'd like to order a biscuit and a large fry and a Coke. And then like the person at the drive-through, once we pull up to the window, they're just kind of like looking around like, who the heck was that? So that was one of my first experiences kind of, doing something different with my voice. And then as time went on, I just started doing different things. And then eventually I went into hospitality, just stopped singing, performing, acting altogether. And then finally, during this pandemic, my love for all of that rekindled. And my mom just randomly said, hey, you should become a voice actor. She's been saying it for years, but she kind of repeated it again. And I was just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's, it's not late or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I started this wonderful adventure this year and I'm just so excited.
I think it's safe to say we're pretty excited for you.
Yes.
It is exciting.
It's one of those serendipity things, isn't it? Our contest was just in the right place at the right time. And, Ellie came along and auditioned and got through to the semi-finals and then through to the finals. And then she just knocked it out of the park. It was really, really strong, those finals. We had some amazing talent. And, poor Emma, she's in the background marking all of these amazing people. And, we did 3 rounds in the finals. We had I think we started off with a commercial read for 1 minute, and then we did a audio read for a minute, and then we did a character for a minute. And basically, Ellie knocked it out of the park for all 3 of those rounds. But I think Emma, you're the best person to say the process and how painful it was really to be able to, all this talent. Which one do you pick?
Yeah. I mean, when I was asked to do it, and I hadn't really been that familiar with Clubhouse, the app anyway, I said yes, and I kind of thought, we're not going to get anything to professional standard, but I'll see. It's always fun to find new talent in different ways. I'm going to give it a go. And then by the time it came to the finals, I was absolutely blown away by the professional level that everyone was at. And Ellie was so consistently brilliant. I mean, 10 out of 10 on all 3 disciplines. She won, obviously. And that was what's impressive. Most people have like a real kind of wheelhouse that they're great at, but Ellie managed to do all 3 outstandingly. So that's why she's a winner.
I'm wondering, I think it would be helpful for people watching. So there were different categories that you had performers performing, and you hear so many people. You hear from so many people, and some people, like there's a category of people who are just really good, right? Like you might even hear somebody singing on a corner and you think, oh my gosh, I'd love for them to make it one day. But there are a lot of people who are very talented. What things do you look for that really differentiate one person from another and Ellie from somebody else?
It's really finding someone who isn't mimicking so much. I mean, Ellie does some great impressions, but actually what I'm looking for is the natural voice and the personality that comes through that, and really being able to nail every single discipline brilliantly. You have to be perfect in all 10 disciplines of voiceover work, but if you're doing well like Ellie across the board, it's so much easier for me to say yes than I want to represent you, because I can slot her into far more different briefs that come in than someone who just wants to do audiobooks or just wants to do film trailers. You know, Ellie's so versatile, it'll make my job a lot easier. I'm basically looking for something to make my job easier. There you go. Well done.
So Emma, it sounds like a lot of that also has to do with how much work a person's going to put in, right? How committed they are to going to the next level.
Yeah, and I mean, Ellie's got the behind the mic thing wrapped up, but the other thing is the professionalism on the other side. So part of the job is a lot of admin, you know, signing stuff and being there on time and being professional at every level. It's not just your performance. You need to be an all-rounder and committed to all levels and all areas of your work. And being an actor isn't just on camera or behind a mic. There's all the other disciplines behind it. I'm an agent, but a lot of my work is admin. And if that falls away, I'm a terrible agent. So Ellie's got to do it all. And we'll make sure you do, young lady.
We will. Yeah. I may be the fairy godmother, but this isn't only a wand. It's a whip.
I want to ask Debra and Agent Harvey, what does it take to become a brand? So in other words, you start out, you're a performer, and then for you to become like a Jennifer Lopez or something, what does it take to become a brand at that level?
A brand or a brat?
A brand. Brands, PR.
I thought you said brat.
No, brand.
It's like
a nice lady, isn't she?
BRAND. Sorry, brand.
Yeah. A brand. God, that is a long way down the line, Ellie. Just don't hold on to your horses. A brand. I guess I've got a few people on the books that have become a brand, and it's generally a big personality behind it. I've got a guy. He was a train driver on the tubes, and a producer heard him doing some announcements, and he's a big American guy, huge deep voice. Someone handed a card in, and 25 years later, he's one of the world's best known voiceover artists, and he's become a brand, and he guest appears, and people want him for him. And that's quite rare, really, just if it's just your voice. But he's something very unique. He has a huge personality, and people book him for him because he's so uniquely brilliant. So you got to live up to that, Ellie.
yes, you need to become a big American bloke. No, sorry, wrong brief.
And a brand, not a brat. Just clarifying that.
Sorry,
So she's a brat that will become a brand. We can work with that.
Yeah, we'll manage.
Yeah.
So is it good at this stage for Ellie to, when she thinks about the future, what it looks like, to put that out there to the universe that she wants to be a brand someday?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's always good to look ahead and look to the future and further your horizons. But at the minute, we really need to get Ellie's basics nailed down, get her launched, get her seen, get her heard. And hopefully the other stuff will just come as her career grows naturally. It'll be more organic, really, than us manipulating her to be some sort of overnight superstar sensation. It will be her putting the work in and getting the fundamental basics right now. And then hopefully everything else just falls into place.
Yeah, because in this industry, it takes 10 years of hard work to become an overnight success.
Wow, 10 years.
And I think Ellie's put in quite a number of years already. So we're getting close to, being there, and, we can get all of her ducks in a row. There's just no stopping her.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie, you're very quiet there. What are you thinking?
I'm just listening. Oh my gosh, but I do agree. It's true.
Like chink, chink, chink.
I'm more of I'm kind of like an observer. So I observe, I listen, I take in, and then I'm like, okay, there we go. So but yes, I definitely agree. It takes a lot of hard work. One can dream so much. I've been dreaming since I was little. But I know that if I don't put in the hard work, it doesn't happen. So it's the same thing. Like when I got into voiceover, I put in the hard work. I went ahead, I found a coach. Her name's Tracy Fowl, and I started learning about animation. Aside from even coaching, I also would even like practice like just different like characters over and over, try to like see what my voice can do outside of the classes. And then, after the competition, I actually started coaching with one of the panelists as well, Rick Party, and he's one of like the best with commercial promo as well. So I'm learning also a lot more about different genres and everything. So it's definitely a lot of hard work, a lot of learning, mostly like a lot of learning. And all of that, and just putting in, what you need to do will get you where you need to be. It's just that there's not like a set time for everyone. Everyone has, like their own time. So for me, it's more, I like the idea of the organic of it rather than it being kind of like manipulated. Because when it's organic, it's definitely something that's more, more beneficial and long lasting. So I'm still excited, of course, but yes, it's definitely a lot of hard work. It's not something that's overnight.
Ellie, I heard from some of the other people who were involved in the contest that there's this incredible camaraderie and this closeness between the people who were in the contest and people who progressed. How would you describe that?
Yes, most definitely. So the kind of interesting thing about all the finalists were that all of us are really good friends. Like all of us, we're incredibly great friends. So you would think that when you're in a competition that, everyone's kind of like, I need to be this. I need to, I need to override him or her or whatever. But in reality, all of us were rooting each other on. We were just kind of like, you know what, whoever wins, I'm rooting for you. And I'll be happy whether you win, any of you. So it didn't feel like a competition per se, even though it was. And, you had to kind of have that realistic in your head. Oh, I'm competing. This is my competitor. But at the same time, I would be just as happy if someone else would have won, or they also would have been happy if I would have won at the time when we were all discussing it. We were just rooting each other on. So it was a very nice environment to be in as well. So it's so nice. And that's what I love about the voiceover community. It's not necessarily anything competitive. All of us are in the same market, and we all help each other. So it's a beautiful thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have done an amazing, what started off as, just a contest. As I've said, I think on the first interview we did, Jacalyn, is that, we had, with Mark and myself, we had a seed of an idea. And, we were hoping it would turn into like a nice little plant. And it's just turned into this massive oak. All of the finalists, as far as I'm concerned, were winners. Mark Summers has still been able to put these guys forward for work, because they are so good. And the great thing is, as Ellie said, they all work together. They'd practice with each other, and they'd push each other and push and try and get the best performance out of each other. And, it's just heartwarming to see how much the voiceover community on Clubhouse has just grown and grown, on something that seemed like a good idea has just turned into this massive, family. We have become like a little family on Clubhouse, and it's just amazing. I'm just so honored to be part of it, and I'm just so glad that Mark and I were able to do it and coerce Emma into joining us on that journey. And absolutely so proud of Ellie for what she's done and where she's going to go.
I've heard amazing things about Clubhouse before I met you, and I heard all about you and how you're changing people's lives. And then to be able to watch it happen and have Ellie here today being represented by Emma, I just think it's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I'll just add as well, this week I finally did my 2 mentor hours with 2 of the runners up from the competition. And great girl and guy, Frizo and Ali, to give them a shout out to. brilliant,
Yeah.
really talented as well. It was, you know, Ellie just picked them at the post, but it was great to spend an hour each with them and talk everything through. And I'm really impressed, so impressed with everything that Debra put together and how the competition went. And grateful really that you and Mark pulled me in, because I was quite reluctant. It took a few phone
Yeah. So next time we get the thumbnails out, she won't run quite as fast.
Yeah. Phone calls from Mark Summers, but I relented in the end because I knew he wasn't going to shut up. So I did it, and I'm glad I did. We've got Ellie and met some great people as well.
Yeah, as you said, you know, the other finalists, you know, Friso from the Netherlands, he got so much press in the Netherlands because, you know, he's actually doing a contest in English when it isn't his first language. And you know, Chris, who has set up voiceover rooms and teaching, that everyone has been getting together. And of course, you know, Ellie's sidekick, Ali, who Emma had a call with this week. You know, you've got the Ellie and Ali show, you know, that they do. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. They do little voices between each other, and they do a lot of musical theatre, which, you know, I love to just go in their rooms and just listen. You know, it's like having, you know, side seats at a Disney performance. It's just absolutely amazing. And of course, I've got to mention Desiree and Rico, because they did absolutely amazing. They did so well with their auditions, firstly at the semis and for the final. It was just tough because the bar was raised each time. And you know, Ellie just kicked the ball out of the park. What can I say?
Ellie, you talked about this camaraderie that you all have, but I'm wondering, did you ever compete to win? Were you saying to yourself, I want to win this? Did that switch ever flip on and you felt that way?
I mean, yeah, realistically, yes, I did want to win. But it was more so that I was okay with whatever the outcome was, because I always leave everything in God's hands. I'm like, if it's up for me to win, then I'm gonna win. If it's not, then this isn't my time. So I just leave everything in God's hands, and I ended up winning. So I was very grateful for it. But yeah.
Oh, I do have to say, after we had the final and Ellie had been nominated or had won, and we were doing after parties in Clubhouse that Kim was organising with us, and we went in and Ellie's there, and of course on Clubhouse you can see when the phone is going, so you know, Ellie's on the phone, and then her dad came in and he sang a song and he started crying, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. You know, he was just so proud of his princess, and we were all there, and you know, he started singing and he started crying, and we're all there going, oh wow. So it was just one of those, it was just absolutely amazing. You know, the adrenaline from the show and the excitement and everything, it's just wow, brilliant.
It is incredible about Clubhouse how, even though you can't see people, you form this amazing relationship with them. And then when you actually do see them, you're like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I already know you because we met on Clubhouse. It's something like I've never experienced. Would you think the same thing?
Yeah, I kept inviting Debra out for lunch and forgetting she was in Greece. Can't go yet.
I'll be there once the world opens up. I'll be back in London. Don't you worry. I've got to go to the office. I think the team that we have at the offices at Pinewood, although we do Skype calls not Skype. Other video platforms are available. Yes, doing our video calls every Friday isn't quite the same as being able to, you know, have a little get together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to get back with the team. And you know, the great thing is everyone has just been able to do what they need to do, and yeah, it's great. And we'll be holding you up to it, Emma.
We'll toast
Definitely.
a few and have a salad. But yeah, a couple of jacks and a salad.
Yeah, I actually love that about Clubhouse too. I mean, Allie, who was in the competition with me, she's become one of my bestest friends. And ironic enough, we're actually meeting each other next month, and she's going to be hanging out with me for like an entire week. So it literally, I formed one of the best friendships also that I've had in a very long time too. I have a lot of great friends, but with her it was like also an instant connection. We're like sisters that just, we call each other like the Parent Trap, like Lindsay Lohan, like we were separated at birth. Like my father and my mother call her their daughter already. So it's awesome. And then also on the app, I also found a really great mentor, Happy Joy, and she's literally like the mother of all voiceovers. So my coach Rick Party's the papa, and then Happy Joy, she's definitely the mother of all voiceovers. So you find all these amazing people, and they just inspire you and just keep you going.
Yeah, we called her Mama Happy Joy.
Yep, exactly.
And Papa Party.
Yes.
I'm feeling so much love and happiness and joy here today, which is so needed. So I thank all of you for being here. Ellie, I'm wondering, as we close out the show, if you would speak to people out there who are not where you are and they're trepidatious, they don't know, they don't have the confidence. What would you say to them to have their dream come true?
I would say to just go for it, honestly, because that's kind of what happened to me. I went into a standstill. I just didn't go for what I wanted. I didn't go for anything that was arts related. I spent a lot of years just kind of doing other things and then just putting it off, and just mostly because of just fear as well. But just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off and just follow your dreams. It sounds very cliche, but just go ahead and make that first step. If you want to be a voiceover actor, go find a coach. If you want to be an actor, find an acting coach. If you want to be a singer, find a vocal coach. Like, they will teach you what you need to do, the fundamentals and basics for you to just be successful in your career and for you to just start. So it's more just doing more than just speaking.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think we have a pretty good idea of what you're going to be doing next, because it sounds like these two women are right there by your side, leading you to the next steps that you need to take.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So thank you again for being here. Emma, for people out there who want to have an agent, I'm sure you don't want people bombarding you, right? You don't want all these people emailing you, calling you. So would you like to provide any disclaimer of who should or should not get in contact with you?
Yes. Actually, if you go to HarveyVoices.co.uk and into FAQs on my website, I have a beautifully written long piece advice page, Becoming a Voice, and it's got everything on there. It's got links on how to get reels. This isn't kind of mainly based for UK, but there's a crossover, I'm sure. And before you email me about representation, please read that first. That's my disclaimer.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having both of you here today. Deborah, you and I will just hang out for a minute. Anything you want to say to Ellie and Emma?
Well, I want to say thank you so much, Emma. You didn't know what you were letting yourself in for, but thankfully we were able to give you more than you expected. And yeah. Ellie, we are just so proud of you, darling, and can't wait to see what the next chapter is going to be.
Yeah, watch this space.
Definitely.
Well, congratulations, Ellie, and also congratulations, Emma. I'd love to see this partnership and where it's going to go.
Yep. All good. Hey, Ellie.
Thank you again for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, ladies.
Oh, Deborah, that was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, wow. That was such a good introduction to our little princess, and I am just so pleased that Emma agreed to be involved with it.
Well, kudos to you for bringing everyone together. What's going on now with the 529 Club over on Clubhouse? Any updates for us?
Well, this evening we have the second week of auditions.
Woo-hoo.
It has just been amazing. We had the first auditions last week, and we now have our first 4 semi-finalists. And we also have the amazing Arlene Phillips, who is one of our panelists, was actually given an honor, was honored by the Queen. Yes, the Queen of England, and is now a dame. So the guys have been organizing, singing, there's nothing quite like a dame. So, yes, so we will be playing that for her this evening. Again, we did a little animation for her of some of her photos, and we rewrote some of the words to express, what she's done in the industry. And we've just, we've just having a lot of fun and helping a lot of people on the way. So the actual show is on 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. East Coast, and midday on the West Coast. And basically, people just come in, put their hands up, and then they sing a verse and a chorus. And the ones with the top 4 votes from the audience go through to the semi-finals. And this is how we did the voiceover, and it's amazing what talent is out there. And last week was absolutely out of this world. We had people from Nigeria, from Singapore, from Australia, from Russia, truly global. That's the great thing about Clubhouse. As long as you have a telephone, you can be anywhere in the world. You can be on top of a mountain in Outer Mongolia, and you could still enter and win if you have the talent. Where else can you get that?
Absolutely nowhere. And I was actually there last week in the room, and I'll be there today. I couldn't believe it, the talent that, as you mentioned, from across the world. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I'm not involved in any judging, because I wouldn't know who to pick. Debra, one thing I want to ask you about people who for future contests, people have to be prepared, right? There's certain things that they maybe should do before they come to audition or be on a contest like this.
Oh yeah, Lord Barrymore. I used to be on the board of alumni for the University of West London when I first graduated, and one of the things that resonated with me at one of the panels we did once is, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So if you're prepared, you just have to be ready and then jump into it as that opportunity arises. And that's basically what happened with all of the people that ended up in the final. They had been practicing, they had been honing their skills. So when we came to do this show, they'd already put in the hours and the time to facilitate their talent. If you think about it, a ballerina can't just, jump up on stage and start doing amazing work. She basically, or he, they have to put in the time to practice and, get their muscles toned and get their stances correct. And it's the same for people who are either voiceovers or singers or performers of any kind. You have to put in your time. You need to work hard, because, I think there's a poem that I learned many years ago in my early 20s. And it basically goes, to have talent and to work hard, you will live as a king. To have no talent and to work hard.
Today, I love it.
Thanks for having me again, Jacalyn.
It's a pleasure. And for people who can't read the banner, what's the best way to get in touch with you? And any disclaimers you want to add about people getting in touch with you?
Well, as we always say on Clubhouse, just come at it from a human perspective. Remember, I'm a human being too. Just don't come, giving me get to know me first, and don't, because sometimes I can get sort of like instant messages where it's sort of like 2 pages long, and I'm thinking, I really don't have time to look at this at the moment. And then, so bite size, keep it bite size. And, I think get involved in the community first, because I do tend to notice more people that are in the community and work as part of the 5 to 9 Club Creatives than just being, it's all about me, myself, and I. Be someone that's willing to help others, and that gets my attention.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's interesting. I get a lot of emails from people, and it's all about them. Like, there's not one single thing about me or why I should work with them, what the value is for both of us. So I think that's a great lesson for everybody. Think about what's in it for the other person and why they should even respond to what it is you're sending.
Well, yeah, with any relationship, whether it be a working relationship or, as friends, or in a marriage or anything else, it has to be about two-way traffic. If you don't have two-way traffic,
bye-bye. Bye.
That's it.
Because there's so many other people who will come forward who want to reciprocate. They want it to be 2 ways.
Yeah, a lot of people as part of the community, and that's part of why I love the voiceover community, because they are there to help each other. And I'm a great believer in working with people to help them to help themselves. I can't walk that path for you. You have to walk that path. I can tell you what direction to walk in and what you need to do to get there. But unless you're willing to put in the hard work yourself, it does make me laugh sometimes. You go, you have to go in that direction. And they go, well, what do I do next? Put your left foot forward. Yeah, so what do I do next? Put your right foot forward. And, I don't have the time to nursemaid people. I do, I'm very fortunate that I'm in a position to help facilitate a lot of things. And Mark Summers and the 5 to 9 Club work really close together to help give opportunities. But we can give you the opportunity. We can't do the work for you. And I think that's the most important thing. You've got to have that get up and go and get it done in your DNA and get it facilitated yourself. Yeah.
Excellent. And if you fall down, you've got to be willing to get back up. I think I'm a certified coach, and I think it's funny when I have a coaching session with someone and they'll say, well, I'll say, what's the measure of success for this session? Well, I want all this to be gone. I want this all to change. It's like, well, it didn't happen to you in 1 hour. How do you think it's all going to disappear? You have to do the work. And people are like, I don't want to do the work. I thought if I worked with you, just wave a wand and it's going to go away. No, sorry.
I think I think there was a song, and unfortunately I can't remember exactly who wrote this lyric. Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. It's basically the same thing. Everyone wants to achieve, but not everyone is willing to put in that hard work to get there. And it really is hard work. Even just doing from my side, from behind the scenes, there's a lot of work. I think you've just got to remember, the swan only glides along the water because of all the work they're doing underneath the water.
That is such a great analogy, Deborah. Thank you. That sums it up. Just because you see people, even on a show, all the work that takes place, or you see a film, everything that took place years, maybe possibly, before the film is rolled out.
Exactly. There's some films I know that took 8 years before it went to screen. So you don't know all that pain before it actually gets to you as a viewer. But, you've just got to be tenacious and have the tenacity to keep going. As you said, you've just got to keep getting back up. you know, and keep pushing forward, because you never know if that time you give up, do you give up when you're only 2 feet away from the gold?
Yes. Amen to that. Keep on pushing, keep on going. Debra, it's such a pleasure to see you. And I'll be in the room later. I think it's not that long from now. What is it, an hour and a half? Or
yeah, it's in an hour and a half. So, you know, we need people to come and vote for the people that you like, because it's the votes that gets them through to the semifinals.
And just a clarification about the voting. So if you, let's say 10 people perform, if you like 10, do you vote for 10, or how does that work?
Yeah, vote for who appeals to you. If 10 people and you like all of them, vote for all of them, because you know, I pick 10, you pick 8, you know, who knows?
Okay, folks. So drop into Clubhouse at an hour and a half from now, regardless of where you are in the world, and get ready to vote and be entertained.
Yes. Come and join an amazing panel. And listen to us congratulate Dame Arlene Phillips for everything she's done, and her honorary dameship from the Queen.
Well, congratulations to Dame Arlene. And just think about it, folks. If you are in the room, you're watching greatness. You don't know who is going to be the winner, but you will have that shared experience. Just like if you were in the room with Ellie, you could say, I remember when I was there, which is
exactly.
a great thing.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Debra. Get some rest before you're on again. And I look forward to catching up with you over the weekend.
Brilliant. And see you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone, for being here. If you missed any part of our show, please go jump over to our YouTube channel and subscribe, Dr. Jacalyn LLC. We've got 3 more shows coming up. One is in a half hour, and that is A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. And my expert presenters today are Doctor Who of Business, Ben Chai, and Mildred D. Muhammad. She is an advocate. She is with the U.S. Department protecting people who have been abused, trying to help them change their lives, victims of domestic violence. So she's actually one of my coaches, and she's an incredible person. And Ben is one of my co-hosts. So please do join us for that. Then we have It's All About Dating with my co-host, Lori Mendelson. And I'm just looking, our guest today is Eli Weinstein. So he's joining us. Then our last show is A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. And my expert presenters today are Stephen Gillen and Hyatt Ives. So we hope that you will join us. Congratulations to Ellie, and also to Emma and to Debra. They're doing wonderful things, making this world a better place for all, giving people opportunities they might not have had otherwise. And I really feel like that's what it's all about, helping other people. Thank you for your loyalty and support and watching our programming. Do tell your friends and come back and see us again soon. Bye.